What's up, garden nerds? Today we're gonna nerd out over fertilizer. I have an awesome guest who's gonna teach us all about how and when and what to fertilize with. You're gonna love it. Come on, let's go. What's going on, guys? Today we are here with Tony. Tony, thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Tony is the expert. He has an awesome fertilizer. He's a horticulturist. He's been here in Arizona in 40 years, and when it comes to fertilizer, he is the man. So I wanted to talk with Tony today so that hopefully he can help you in your Arizona garden or anywhere in the desert climate. He can help you learn how to grow awesome food in your own garden. Okay, Tony, so I'm just gonna ask you a few questions.
Sure.
You're the expert, you can break it down for us. The first thing, why do we even need to fertilize?
Well, is just like us, plants need food. They need nutrition, and they've got their own set nutrients that they really need. So nitrogen is the number one on any fertilizer. So if you see any fertilizer, the first number is going to be nitrogen. Nitrogen is for greening and for fast growth. The second number is phosphorus. Phosphorus aids in root growth and flower development. Third number, potassium. That aids in water regulation, may help out against heat and drought stress. And those are your three main macronutrients that all plants require, in addition to calcium, magnesium, sulfur, and all the other good stuff.
Awesome. Okay, so a lot of people, they just want to go to Home Depot, buy their little plant, plop it in the ground, and water it. That's not sufficient.
No.
It needs a fertilizer.
It needs a fertilizer, and
Okay.
especially when they're in containers, they can need it even more, especially here in the desert sun, because we're watering so often. We tend to leach the nutrients right out of the soil. So
Okay.
it may need it even more frequently in a container, but always be certain to follow the label directions of whatever you use.
Got it. Okay, so what types of things are we fertilizing? Should I just be fertilizing my trees, my ornamentals, my vegetables? What types of things?
We should be fertilizing everything. So we're going to cover from our citrus trees, we're going to cover our flowering bushes, we want to cover our vegetable garden, we want to do the whole 9 yards. And you can, if you get a good quality product, you can pretty much cover it all with 1 or 2 different products. You don't need to buy 10 different items that are out there on the shelf.
Perfect. And as I understand, with your fertilizer, which is right here, Tony's Magic Mix, yours is that one and all fertilizer.
It's the one and all fertilizer. This is derived from bat guano, kelp meal, neem seed meal, magnesium sulfate, molasses, volcanic ash, and mycorrhizae. Everything all together. It's a patented formula because it's shown that great of a response in all the different plants that it's been applied to.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, and there's a lot of different, I guess, people say you should fertilize 4 times a year, you should be fertilizing monthly, you should be fertilizing every other week. How often would you say we need to be fertilizing specifically with your Magic Mix?
With organic fertilizers are designed to be used monthly from spring through fall for all your garden plants. Whether it's your trees, shrubs, vegetables, edibles, you want to do it monthly. Now, container plants, that's something that you may go twice a month, or you can just give them much smaller doses on a weekly to bi-weekly basis.
Okay, that's another good thing you pointed out, organic versus non-organic. With non-organic, synthetic stuff, you can burn when you fertilize.
With synthetic fertilizers, you can burn very easily depending upon the form that the nitrogen's in. You put too much, even if you don't water it in well, applying the right amount, it's not watered in well, it can burn and kill your plants or severely damage them.
Okay.
And the idea of the 3 or 4 times a year of fertilizing is with synthetic fertilizers, not with organics.
Okay.
And it used to be 7 times a year, but it's gotten whittled down.
Got it. So with yours, we're not having to worry about, oh, I put a little bit too much, it's going to burn everything.
As long as you water it in, you should be just
Because it's
fine.
all organic.
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so a lot of times people, even though to some people it can seem simple, how to just throw down some fertilizer, people want to see it in action.
Yes.
So this, I believe this is a tangerine, am I right? Yeah.
And it looks like a tangerine.
Dwarf Tango Mandarin. It's struggling a little bit, as you can tell. So let's apply some of this and then we'll keep some progress, but show us how one would go about fertilizing.
All right, so a pot this size, you're gonna normally put about 2 cups every couple weeks. And
Okay.
it's not based by volume. Remember, always read the label directions. A lot of other fertilizers, maybe a cup is a pound, some may be a half a cup, some may be 3 cups.
Okay.
So the manufacturer already knows how much weight is actually there in a cup, so always follow the label guidelines, because they already know how much weight is there for you. So this one here would take 2 cups. So we're gonna put, they're not quite fully full, so they're about 3/4, so we'll add a 1/3 one in here. And then you always want to be certain to water well afterwards.
Okay.
Get that watered in well, you'll be all set, and then repeat in a couple weeks and watch and see the results come back out on it.
Perfect. Now with containers, because I know we're losing a lot of the nutrients out the bottom of the pot, are we fertilizing containers more often than in ground?
Yes, yeah, we'll fertilize the container plants. It's easier to do those at smaller rates every couple weeks, or even quarter rates once a week.
Okay.
And you'll be all set through the summertime. Now, fall and spring may be a little bit different because the temperatures tend to be up and down a little bit. So maybe it's not as hot and we're not having to water quite as often. And then you can get by once every 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay. Okay. One thing that I hear a lot is you shouldn't fertilize at all going into the cool season, because you don't want new growth, you don't want the cold to burn it off. And then the same thing, you shouldn't fertilize at all going into the hot season, because you don't want the leaves to burn. What do you say about that?
Going into winter, no. Trees do need to take a break, dormancy. So Phoenix area, October may be the end of the fertilizing for the year. Then we'll start up again in February. Going into summer, no. Still doing organic fertilizers. Having healthy trees helps them hold up better to the heat.
Okay.
And so that makes a big difference for them.
Okay.
The volcanic ash has been demonstrated, university demonstrations showing long-term use of it increases plants' heat and drought tolerance. So that would be a good item to have in there. I had several people who used it through the summer heat of this year in Phoenix with no rain and 115 all summer, who said their plants seemed to hold up better to the summer heat where they had continued to use it.
Perfect. Yeah, and you know what? The opposite of that, I saw a lot of people in all our gardening forums that were saying, I can't grow anything this summer. They just gave up.
They just gave up altogether.
Perhaps if they would have been fertilizing this whole time, they would have had better success.
That with the water too. If you're not getting your watering done right, doesn't matter what fertilizer you use.
Got it.
Get the watering done properly.
Got it.
And you'll do much better.
Perfect. And we do have a video about watering that we did a few weeks ago. If you look up here, you can check it out. Yes, water, fertilizing. Is there anything else we should be focused on?
That's it.
Water and fertilize and you're good.
Water and fertilizer and you're good.
Perfect. All right, Tony, thank you.
Oh, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Look forward to seeing the progress and seeing how this comes out.
Absolutely. I think Bella likes it already. She's going to town.
Yeah, she might like the molasses that's in there.
Okay.
She's
we'll have
sniffing
to
the sweet in there.
Keep her out of it. And where can people find your magic mix?
Okay, right now the website's under construction, but it should be up and running in a few weeks. It'll be earthsoriginalorganics.com.
Okay.
Or they can message me directly on Facebook, Tony Sarah.
Okay.
Instagram, Tony Sarah 1. It is currently for sale in Phoenix at Richard's Garden Center.
Okay.
And Sea of Green Hydroponics in Tempe, and in Tucson at the Magic Garden Nursery.
Perfect. And we'll make sure to link all of those links below. Check it out, guys. I've used this fertilizer. It's awesome. If you want to have an awesome food garden in your backyard, make sure you check it out. And if you don't check his fertilizer out, at least make sure you are fertilizing. It's essential, especially here in the hot desert Southwest. Thanks, guys. We'll see you in the next video.